Chazak u'baruch, Boker Tov. Welcome to the next minyan. Asks the tour and Orach Chaim Siman Chet. Very important question. Have a seat. Asks a very important question. The question is, it says in the tour like this, that when a person puts on tzitzit in the morning, Tallit Katan, when he does it at home, it says that before he puts on the Tallit Katan at home, he should first cover his head and then put it on. So why is that? Because it shouldn't be that his head is uncovered when he's making the blessing for the Tallit. Now this is very interesting, because Bet Yosef here asks a very good question. He says, "What are you talking about? You're telling me to put a covering on your head when you wear the Tallit? I already covered my head in the morning when I woke up. When I got out of bed, right? I got out of bed. I put on a kippah. I went to wash my hands. I went to the bathroom. So I already had my head covering. So now why are you telling me again, when I put on my talit, to put on my head covering? I already had it on before." This is the question that Maran Bet Yosef asks on the tour. So answers Maran Bet Yosef two very important answers that are very important to understand in halakha and in Torah in general. It says, right, that he's talking about something else. He's not talking about covering your head because it's exposed. You already have your kippah on, it's true. But he says what? He says what he means to say is that you should put another covering on, a handkerchief, on top of the kippah. Why is that? Because having two coverings for the tznuim, for the people who are tsanua, you know what that means? He's a very God-fearing person, A person who's tsanua, he should have two coverings on his head. This is what it comes to tell you. And this is the reason, by the way, why the Chachamim, the Talmidei Chachamim, when they go around on the street, they have two coverings, right? They have the kippah and they have also the hat on top, in order to be tzanua, right? So what does the tzniut do for you, that you wear two coverings? It says in Maran Bet Yosef, it does two things. One thing, first of all, makes you humble, makes you into a humble person, Don't be gava, don't be arrogant. When you put two coverings, it makes you more humble, number one. Number two, it also gives you irat shamayim, fear of God, so you shouldn't come to sin, chas v'shalom. This is the thing, So therefore, right, it's a big thing, even though it's not an obligation according to halakha. According to halakha, one covering is enough. But for the tznuim, for the chachamim, for the irei shamayim, they put two coverings. This is the minhag of the irei shamayim. So it's a good thing to understand. Bet Yosef also gives another answer also, which is very important to understand. He says that, why does it tell you to cover your head, when you're putting on your talit? So here you'll see something interesting, right? That, what's the bracha that we make for when we cover with talit, right? We say leitatef betzitzit, right? Leitatef betzitzit. What does it mean, leitatef? What does it mean? To wrap yourself, right? Exactly. You make a wrap. You wrap yourself, right? And this is the way it's done. So it implies, according to many Rishonim, according to several Rishonim, litatef implies that you have to cover your head as well. So therefore, the proper way to do the mitzvah tzitzit of talit is to cover your head with the talit. So therefore, if a person has a choice, let's say, right? For instance, I'll give you an example. He's saying shachrit, right? And he can cover his head with, he already has a kippah, right? Or he can put an additional hat, or he can put the talit on top of the kippah. Which is better? The talit or the hat? So according to this, the talit is better. Why? Because it's better to cover the proper way of tzitzit, of mitzvah tzitzit, is to cover your head as well. So this is the reason why it tells you, right, to cover your head when you're putting on your talit. These are the two reasons that are brought down. By the way, I want to tell you also something interesting, that when it comes to the women, what about the ladies, right? They don't wear tzitzit. But, right, what it is they're patur. Why are they patur from tzitzit, by the way? What's the reason why? Mitzvah aseh shazman grama. It's a positive commandment which is time-bound. Why is it time-bound? Because at night we don't do tzitzit. There's no mitzvah tzitzit at night, according to the Rambam. That's the way it is, right? So here's the thing. The women, it says in the Mishnah, Masechet Shabbat, that they should also put two coverings, according to the tzniut of women, of the custom of tzniut, dat Yehudit. What does that mean? First they put a handkerchief, one covering, and then on top of it they put something which is called radid, Radid is like a big covering all over, that covers the whole head. So, they say that, that it's you're not really tzanua as a woman until you have two coverings. That's what it says. Even though today, by the way, most women don't do this, and it's okay because the minhag changed a little bit, But in the Arab countries they do it, right? In the Ishmaelim countries of Ishmaelim, because that's the custom over there. So this is the way it is, that a person, a woman also is a very good ma'ala to put two coverings, according to what we said. Also, God-fearing ladies, what they do is they have two coverings on. One, they have a handkerchief on top of the head, and on top of it, they put like a snoot or something, or a hat. So this way they have two coverings. Or let's say, right, if a woman likes to wear a pe'ah, right, so what they do is they put a hat on top of the pe'ah, to cover the pe'ah. Because really, according to many poskim, the pe'ah by itself is not good to go outside like that, Shouldn't go outside with a pe'ah. It's not allowed because it looks like the real hair. It looks even sometimes better than the real hair. So this is the reason why they say not to do that. So therefore, the proper thing for a woman, also, if she's God-fearing woman, to have two coverings. I'll tell you one more thing and we stop. I don't want to keep you too long. Also, I heard from the family of Baba Sali, alava shalom, that they used to put 3 coverings on their head. 3. Yeah, according to Kabbalah, So can you imagine? There's also this kind of a concept in Kabbalah. You put 3 coverings, and this gives you even more Yirat Shamayim. This is the additional thing. Not all of us are zocher to do this. I remember, when we were Shalayim, my wife became friends with the Baba Sali's daughter. And so she told her that she also wears 3 coverings. Even the daughter of Baba Sali was wearing 3 coverings. You understand? So this was a custom in their family to wear 3 coverings. But okay, we're not on that level. So we do the best we can. As we said, right? 1 covering is enough according to halakha. 2 is very good, very commendable, very, very Yirat Shamayim. And 3 is your Kabbalist. Kabbalist. We'll put you in the Yeshiva Mekubalim. Baruch Adonai Le'olam. Amen. Amen. Chazak u'baruch.